Sorry, carry on. Right. Right, okay. Right, just give me a second. I'm just going to refresh. I'm back. Now that was because I was live in two places on two shows. Welcome to the show, and so April, and now we've got right. Okay, now I'm being told that I don't have sound. I got a message from Jeff a moment ago that I have no sound.
What about me?
Lynda,
Can people hear
can you hear me?
I can hear you, Stephen.
Right. Okay. This is
Can
going to
anybody
be.
hear me?
I'm going to find out. Can you
I
hear
love
us?
Technology. I love technology.
Me too.
Let us know if you can hear us.
Both of us on the screen. Well, sound is back now. We're back. I just want to message Jeff and say our sound now good, and then we can get on with the show.
Sometimes I find that there's some people who can't hear, but others can. So it's not always an issue with our side. So we have to find out if it's actually us or if it's them.
Jeff Adams, I was speaking to Jeff Adams a few minutes ago, and he was having problems with sound.
Oh, really?
Be Live are aware of it. I mean, I've just done a show, or David and RJ have just done a show in our 5 days live series, and
yeah, I can hear them I can hear them fine.
Yeah, and Barbara's saying she sees and hears us in New York. Now you're on the road again. Where are you going?
We're going up to Long Beach, California. And it's kind of cool because we're going to be interviewing. There's Alvin. Say hi, Alvin.
Hi, Alvin.
And today we have Alvin's family.
Hello.
And over there is the ocean. You can hardly see it, but that's the ocean right there. But we're heading up to Long Beach today because we're going to be interviewing a gentleman by the name of, oh my God, I forgot his name. Riyadh. I was going to call him Roddy, but his name is Riyadh Hamdi. And what's really interesting about his story is he came to the United States just a few years ago with $2 in his pocket, and the only word he spoke was, the only English word he could speak was job. And so he was able to get a job, and they let him sleep at the job, at nighttime, sleep at the job. And with that, he was able to save some money. And now he's a very successful entrepreneur. His wife, she started a company, makes $80 million a year. So we're on our way up to interview Riyadh, and I'm really excited to share his story with people.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. You're just doing it, and you're live from the road, and always working now. And April's just saying, in case anybody else is having problems today, someone else reported the same issue earlier where the audio was just non-existent on Facebook Live site until she brought the guests up from the lobby. So if you are doing the show today and you're having problems, you've got a guest, bring them up from the lobby and the sound will work. There's an intermittent bug, and this is live video, and things are going to go wrong occasionally. So we just live with it, don't we? Basically.
Yeah, we're so fortunate to be able to go live like this and to share our lives with other people. People are interested in what we're doing and stuff. So it's really a huge opportunity for us. So if things go wrong, don't worry about it, right? Because things will be fixed eventually, and then you just get it right. But gosh, in the old days, you would have to pay a lot of money in order to be able to share with people on TV. So we have this opportunity to do it for free. And so, for me, I don't have any frustration or aggravation with it, because I realize that this is a free platform, and it's really an opportunity to do something that I couldn't do before.
It is. Sorry, I was on a show at 3:00. I'm not on the show. I was actually in the lobby, and I've just been reminded I need to stop the show. So I've stopped the show.
Oh. So Stephen's operating. You're operating one show, and then jumped right into this show. Let me just ask you, technically speaking, how are you doing 2 shows on Be Live?
The second show, I was in the lobby, so I was producing the show. I wasn't actually on screen. When I tried to enter on screen, my signal went awry. So you can produce one show while being live on a second show.
So you just had 2 tabs.
Yeah. And
okay.
The camera feed will go to both. It's quite happy to do that. And you could actually, if you want to experiment with this, you could actually go live on 2 shows at the same time, saying the same things. Just try. It does work. Yeah, indeed, indeed.
I'm going to do that. So I can do it on my personal timeline as well as on my business page, going live at the same exact time on Be Live.
You could try it. It. It's worth a try. Basically, you just put yourself on screen in both of them, and then press the start broadcast button, and
gosh,
it should work. So you could switch between the 2 and take comments on both. That would be interesting. But
I'm gonna have to try that for sure.
Yeah. Anyway, talking of 5 days live, it seems ages since last Monday.
I know.
That was a very fast-paced show, wasn't it?
And it was so funny because there was a point there where I wasn't able to hear you, but I was able to hear Virginie and David, and so I felt like I think you were probably talking during it, and I was interrupting you. And I'm just hoping that anybody who watched that show didn't think that I was rude, because it was just like I couldn't hear you. So I was like, I had no idea you were talking. So funny.
It was because I was telling David what to say so that you could hear it. And people watching must have thought, well, what, he's talking to Dave anyway, because they could hear all 4 of us. We never disappeared from the screen. They could hear all 4 of us all the time. But we couldn't hear. I could hear you, but you couldn't hear me, and it just got very complicated. We say hello to Catherine and hello to Barbara, and Barbara and Catherine saying hello to each other. I mean, that's the joy of live video, that you never know exactly what's going to happen.
And you know what? I want to know from our viewers. I want to know: do you do live videos? And if so, why don't you put a link in the comments to your show or to your business page where you do your shows? You let us know where we can find your show, because there might be something that you're doing that we would love to love to find out about. So go ahead and comment below, letting us know, yes, I do live videos, and a link to your show or your business page. That would be awesome.
That's a good idea. Post a link to your show and we'll go and take a look and join your audience as you're joining ours. It's basically a win-win for everybody. Now, do you broadcast outside of Facebook? Anywhere else?
I have done LinkedIn, but it's not live. I guess it's called native, LinkedIn native or something like that. I'm still kind of iffy on it because I'm not really sure what kind of videos to do there yet. Because I know Facebook is a totally different audience than my LinkedIn. So I'm still, trying to be a little more strategic, because with Facebook Live, I've been doing them so long, and so like random videos, mostly is what I have done, because I'm fulfilling an obligation that I made to somebody saying I would do a video every single day. So now I'm like, okay, there's another platform out there that I can actually be strategic on, and in just a totally different way. And so that's what I'm working now on, is creating my strategic plan for how I can best use LinkedIn for videos. What about you?
I've been experimenting. I like using new software, and there's a new system called Caster.io, CASTR.io.
Okay.
And from my desktop, I'm going live to Periscope. I'm quite enjoying it. In actual fact, I've got an example earlier. As you say, you've got to be aware of the fact that it is a new audience, different audience. So what you can't do is use the same content. But I did go live from my desktop earlier today, and on Periscope, I had about a dozen people watching live. And the thing is that I was able to promote the shows that are on Facebook to a different audience.
Oh.
Yeah. So I was promoting 5 Days Live and talking about Brigetti and David and RJ, and it just brings a new audience in, because there's a big audience out there on Twitter, and going live on Periscope, you'll reach 4 times more people than you would if you sent out a tweet.
Oh, really?
So there is, yeah, really, yeah, truly, I proved this. It's only a small experiment because it's just me, but I've got
Right.
22,000 followers on Twitter, and if I send out a normal tweet, when I go on video, I get 4 times more reach, which is what we're all after. Right. Okay. Back. Catherine is saying.
Yeah. Cat. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, carry on.
Well, I was going to ask about Caster. You said CASTR.com. So that's just another live streaming platform. Is that correct?
Caster is a way of live streaming to more than one place at the same time. Let me find it. There it is. Caster.io.
.io.
Yeah, I'll put a link in the comments.
Okay.
I'm having trouble at the moment.
That's cool. So it's able to push the broadcast out to more than one different platform.
Yep. So you could go. Thank you, Catherine. Catherine's posted it. Excellent.
Thank you.
And Catherine's saying, not yet. I'll change the topic. Not yet. I'll start my show on the 18th, but here's the page. Brilliant. Thank you, Catherine.
Congratulations.
We'll be there to support you. That's for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Cool.
Very cool. Right. Okay. So what happens when you get to your destination? Because you're interviewing all these people. First of all, how do you find them?
Oh, I really, most of this goes back to 4 years ago when I attended an event called Secret Knock here in San Diego. And I was introduced at that time to the creator and a co-founder of the Make-A-Wish Foundation, which I'm sure most people on this planet have heard of. Most, not all, of course, but most people have heard of Make-A-Wish. They've granted wishes to over 450,000 children worldwide. Absolutely amazing organization. So I met, Frank Shankwitz, the creator of the Make-A-Wish Foundation. And what that did, actually, it was kind of interesting. I was talking to somebody about that yesterday. What that did is that opened up my mind to the possibilities of meeting other people who have done so many amazing things, for the world. And I put myself on a self-proclaimed journey of attracting people who have made positive impacts on the world. And so that's basically what's happening. So how do I get these people? It started with Secret Knock, and then every time at Secret Knock there's just so many more amazing people that are creators, founders, inventors of things that have changed the planet, and those are the people that I connect with. And so I just put myself in that position to connect with them, and I'm making it sound really simple, which it is. That's the thing. It really is simple. It's putting yourself in the place with the people that you want to connect with. And so if you have somebody you want to connect with that's in broadcasting, for example, you got to find out where they hang out. When I was younger, before I was married, I was a single woman, looking for a husband. And I was like, I'm out there looking for a husband. And I was interested in finding somebody who was a lawyer. Why? I don't know. But that's what I was interested in. And so my friends were like, oh, all the lawyers hang out at this restaurant called Dobson's. So let's go eat at Dobson's every week. So we started eating at Dobson's every week because that's where the lawyers hung out. So it's so simple as that. It's like, where are the people that you want to be around, hanging out, and go hang out there. Become friends of theirs, colleagues, and then, start asking them. Like for me, it was like, can I interview you on my show? And every single person has said yes. I've never been turned down for an interview.
Never been turned down?
No, not yet, no. And I think that because I build relationships first, I don't go in and just ask. I do actually build a relationship because I want to make sure that there's a synergy between me and the person I'm interviewing to make sure that the show's going to be, somewhat decent, at least, and providing value to my audience. That is so important to me. And it's like, even when I reached out to, Vicente Fox, ex-president of Mexico, that was a yes. But I did build a relationship with his secretary first, and then I asked, and so I think the relationship building is key to my success of having all the yeses.
And it's the same with networking, isn't it? The same on Facebook. You have to make connections and nurture those connections. A bit like gardening, really. You've got to look after the garden, otherwise it grows wild or it goes into tumbleweed, nothing happens. But you've got to just do it. You've got to take the steps to make sure that the relationship grows.
Yeah, you cultivate, right? You got to cultivate that relationship. But there's a story about the bamboo, was it Chinese bamboo tree? I believe it is. Alvin says yes. Yes, it's a Chinese bamboo tree that it takes 5 years of cultivating the Chinese bamboo tree before it even peaks, through the ground.
And then it shoots up.
And then it shoots up to, I don't remember how many feet, really, really high. It's fast. So 50 feet. So it's just like that with relationships and, networking. How many times have you friended someone on Facebook or LinkedIn with somebody on LinkedIn, which just happened to me yesterday? I connected with somebody on LinkedIn. Next thing I know, I'm getting a message from, hey, my name is so-and-so, and I got this to sell you. How often does that happen? But my thought on that is like, first of all, you're not building a relationship. You're just going straight to marriage, right? And do those really work? Do those really work? They don't work for me. They don't work on me. And I'm wondering if do those work on other people? Because if it does, heck, I'm going to start doing it. But I think it's kind of annoying. I want a relationship that's been, I want to work with people who I actually know, like, and trust, and building relationships. And, networking it's so important to do that. You don't walk into a networking event and just throw your business cards at people, because they will walk away and not ever contact you again,
That's the old way. Anyway, we're talking to RJ yesterday, and she's come up with a very good idea.
What's that?
Which I want to push out to the world and to everybody. When you're doing a speech on stage, if you're a speaker, which you are, then basically you go up on stage, you give your speech, people listen to you and sort of ask questions on the sort, and then you leave the stage and people say thank you, and that's it, end of story, because you don't know who's in the audience. Yeah?
Right.
Because you can't chase people up because they've not thrown business cards at you. You don't know who they are. Okay. RJ went on stage with her phone, her iPhone. Yeah. And she said, okay, what I want you all to do, because everybody's got their phones out while they're listening on to the stage, is I want you to go to this website. Yeah. So they went to the website. It was a very short link that they could type into their phones. They went to the website, and lo and behold, they had a landing page which RJ had set up, and it just said, who are you? And they're into the messenger bot on Facebook. So that after your show is finished, you know where everybody is. And it's such a novel way of doing things, of actually engaging people who are in the audience, that people do it. If you're asked to look at something while somebody's live on stage talking, you will do it.
Right. Yeah, because they're telling you what to do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you're actually taking, you're actually making contact on Facebook with those people. Everybody who sat in your audience, 100 people in the audience, if 60 of them actually go for their phones and type in the URL, press one button, and they are connected to you, should you wish to accept them, on Messenger.
I like that. And, it's interesting, talking about speaking on stage. There was this one time where I went into the event, and it was a really big room that you could probably fit, 150, 200 people, but there were only about 20 people there. So, and they were dispersed, like 2 here, 2 over there, 2 in the back, and it was crazy, right? So, very first thing I did, I walked up on stage and I said, hey, I'm going to invite everybody to come to this front 3 tables, because I set up 3 tables right up front. I'm going to invite everybody to come up to these 3 tables. And I said, I'm going to stand here and wait to get started until you're all up here. And so guess what? They all got up and they all walked up there. So the point is that, you got to, and I explained too, because, I feed off of energy. If the energy is dispersed in odd places, it's really hard to connect with people. So I shared with them that, by them coming up to the front, that they're going to get more out of me, and I'm going to be able to present much better because they're right there and I can actually have a conversation with them. And so it was cool. They were, it was a really good audience after that.
And that's it. You're actually suggesting that people do it, and because you're live there and they can actually do something rather than just sitting there, people do react, which is absolutely beautiful. And but I want to take the thought that I was just explaining a little bit further. At the same time as RJ was doing that, I was thinking about an Ask bot. We're live. We're ASK, Ask. Okay, bot, messenger. Okay, we're live now. Yeah. And people who are watching can ask questions publicly, yeah? But what if there's somebody who's watching today who's got a question, but wants a private answer one-to-one? Yeah? All right. So with the Ask bot, people in the comments, not today, but very shortly, because RJ and I are working on this at the moment. If you type Ask in the comments, then you go off into Facebook Messenger and ask a private message, private question, and get an answer directly to your question within Messenger. Yeah. So basically, what's happening is it's becoming private. We know that there are people who don't want to come up on camera, and there are people watching any show who don't want to comment. But if or ask questions publicly, but if they can ask questions privately, then that opens up a whole range of options. So let's go with RJ on the stage. She's got people inside her messenger, and she says to them, right, ask me a question, but don't say it out loud. You don't have to stand up to ask me a question. Just type it into your phone. And you sit there with a phone on stage where you can see the questions that comes in. You don't need to say who said it, but you can actually answer the question live on stage.
That's brilliant. I love that, because there are so many people. I know that in my past, I was one of the people who always sat in the back of the room. I never raised my hand. I never asked questions. I had certain fears and apprehensions about that, of judgment. And so this would give me an opportunity, or someone who's like that now. Now I ask all kinds of questions, so I've changed who I am. But this gives that person who's fearful of asking something out loud the opportunity to ask. That's so awesome. I love it. Thanks for sharing.
Thank you. Well, I love ideas as well. So if you have any ideas about how it could be used, that would be great. Now, I've got a question from Rigetti, which is asking, Lynda, are you using a stabilizer? Because your picture is just awesome.
Oh, I'm not. I forgot. I have one. I have one. I bought the Smove, SMOVE. I bought a Smooth about a year ago, and it's a little bit clunky and cumbersome that I forget about it. And so that's a great idea. When Alvin's driving, I should use my Smooth so that it's a smooth picture. But she said it's pretty smooth. That means my hand is smooth while Alvin's driving. Thanks for chatting.
And Catherine's saying, hey, I'm sorry, I've covered everything up. Hey guys, I hosted a Just Do It last night. I held another small business networking social. It went great. 7 people came and there was great synergy and overlap in people's businesses and interests. Everyone was of the same mindset of getting out there and moving forward. And that's
fantastic.
Catherine.
That's fantastic. So Catherine was she saying that was her own event that she put on, or an event that she attended?
This event she organized.
Fantastic. So Catherine, let me ask you a question. Did that go as planned, or were there some things that came up that didn't go as planned, and you worked right through them and just made it happen? Because my first event that I ever held, it didn't go as planned at all, and so I just curious how yours went. Because putting on an event is a risk, right? We're putting ourselves out there. So congratulations for doing that. Putting ourselves out there. And then you, as the leader of the event, you actually set the tone. So you have attracted to yourself the people who want to be around you. So as long as you're setting the tone for what you want to appear, those people will appear. So good on you. That's awesome. And I know that's an Australian term, good on you, but I like it anyway.
Right, and everybody did exchange business cards. So there you are.
Fantastic.
To the cards in the pile on the table.
Well, Molly Mahoney, who is a Be Live, one of the Be Live show hosts, she sharing something that she does when she speaks. If I can share this with the audience, it'd be cool because, but I really love the idea. What she'll do is when she walks into the venue, she meets up with the organizer of the event and she takes a picture of the two of them. And then she posts that picture on her business page. And then she puts just a comment, something like, me with so-and-so at such and such an event. I'm really excited to speak here. Something like that for an example. And then what she'll do is when she gets on stage, at that point, she'll have connected a messenger bot to the picture with a keyword so that when people type in that word, they get something from Molly, whatever it is she's giving away. So what she does then on stage, she goes, okay, everybody break out your phone. Like RJ said, right, break out your phone, go to this business page, the prepared performer, and then I want you to search for the picture of me with so-and-so. And then I want you to put this word in the comments. And then that connects them to her messenger bot. What she does is she gives away a free gift when she does that. So that's also another great way to be able to add people to your messenger system. If you're doing messenger bots, and even if you're not doing messenger bots, you can later email them or message them the free gift or whatever it is. It's just, I thought that was a really great way of connecting with your audience immediately, right? You're like, hey, look at this. Yeah. So it's cool, just fun different techniques to use. Now those are when you're speaking. There's maybe other ones while you're networking. I don't know. I'm not a very good networker, by the way. I will go to a networking event and I'll have a goal of meeting, say, 5 people. I end up meeting one or two because I get so deep into conversations and relationships. I'm really serious about building real relationships. And I get so deep into the conversation because I have such a great time that I don't really meet very many people. So,
well, it's a choice, isn't it, between fleeting conversations with 5 or 6 people and which you, not instantly, but you forget quickly, or having meaningful conversations with 1 or 2. So I'm on your side with them.
Okay, cool. So I always feel like I'm not a very good networker because I don't meet a lot of people, but I meet great people and I, have those friendships or forever. Quality people, right, Alvin? You said quality. Yeah, quality people. So that's what I go for in networking events. I always go with an intention of meeting a lot, and it just doesn't happen because that's just not my style,
Right. True. Sorry. My apologies for that. I hate it when you're interrupted by a message from somebody you've seen. So I'm back. Right. Okay.
He's back.
True. This is my third show today, so I'm
Your third. Well, what time is it? Where are you? You're 4:30 or something.
4:30. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
good.
Here, I'll
So,
show you guys a little bit. Like now we're heading
all right.
closer to
Okay.
Long Beach. The clouds,
Oh,
it's
bro.
just a few clouds today. Not much traffic, but we are moving slowly. We're used to this though in Southern California.
An amazing sight. So,
Hey, Stephen,
yeah.
let's talk about Taco Tuesday a little bit. We haven't talked about that in a couple shows. So we
Okay.
have Taco Tuesday, which is coming up. Stephen is going to be producing a talk show called Taco Tuesday, and you can go to TALKO Tuesday.tv. What I'm looking for is co-hosts. My idea, a lot of times we have ideas in our head that don't turn out that way, but my idea is to have two co-hosts and to have one guest on the show each time. So what I'm looking for right now is two co-hosts, and we're going to audition people. So if you're interested, let's see here, I got interrupted like you did, and that doesn't work very well. Okay. Mine was, I have my phone on Do Not Disturb, and for some reason they're disturbing me. I don't know. But I'm looking for co-hosts for Taco Tuesday. We're going to start auditioning at the very beginning of November. It'll be on Tuesdays at 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern, and 8 p.m. What is your time called? England time.
BST,
Yes.
British Summertime.
British Summertime. Okay, so that's what we'll be looking for. So go to tacotuesday.tv and submit your application. It's a very, very short application process, and I don't remember if I changed the date or not, but the last day to submit applications is like October 27th or something like that. If you want to be on a show, and here's the thing, when you're a co-host on somebody else's show, I'm going to tell you why you want to do this, okay? When you're a co-host on someone else's show, you have an opportunity for you to be introduced to the other two co-host audiences, plus the guest audiences. Now, as we mentioned just a little bit earlier, I've interviewed people like ex-president of Mexico, Vicente Fox. I've interviewed the founder of UGG Boots Australia, Brian Smith. I've interviewed stars on the red carpet. I've interviewed Jack Canfield. So here's the thing. If you want to possibly interview one of those people with me on my show, that might be a great reason for you to submit your application. I think so.
I think so too. And if you've already applied, thank you. And
yes.
The applications are open until later in October. And it is a golden opportunity to get involved in some high-level broadcasting. So please do. And Barbara is saying it's tea time. It probably is time around a cup of tea, Barbara. You're quite right.
You should have tea on every show, Stephen.
I should. I did say at one point we're going to have a different tea. We'd have a tea of the week.
Yeah, different. That's right.
Because everybody thought we drank Earl Grey in England, but
you don't.
No, I've not drunk it in the last 12 months. So that's how.
Okay. Now let me ask you: do you know why tea? Like, why is tea? Because there's like tea time, right? There's my understanding. It could be ignorant understanding. Is that that in England you drink tea once a day? Is that correct? First of all.
First of all, you can drink tea any time of the day, but there is a time of day called tea time.
Tea time, okay.
Where I came from, it was the time you had well, tea time is when you sit down and you have a cup of tea with cake. Cake has to be involved.
Oh, okay, I'm all for it.
If you can have scones with cream and jam, all the better. But tea is there is an actual tea time, which is around about 4 p.m. And that's when most people might have a drink of tea. But things have changed over the years, and now you can have a drink of tea when you wake up, before you go to bed. You can drink tea any time of day.
Okay, and do you know where that originated from? Like, who started that?
I think the first teas came from India and China. where the British were present.
Okay.
And when the tea was imported into the country, it was very expensive because it came all the way from China, it came all the way from India by ship, and was landed and then processed. So it was part of high society. There was the upper class in those
Okay.
days to have tea at 4 o'clock, and they were the only ones having tea because it was so expensive. And then it became more general, and now, as we know, tea is widely available and
Yeah.
inexpensive to buy, so everybody drinks tea now. But in the early days, tea time was an aristocratic thing where people did get together. You imagine sandwiches with the crust cut off, yeah, cucumber sandwiches cut into triangles, yeah, and then dainty little cakes, and then a cup of tea served in bone china. That was tea time, but it's not anymore.
Oh, that's cool though. I like how it originated, right? And then it's, like a lot of things morphed and changed throughout the years to fit more. Like if you think about flying on airplanes way back in the 1970s, that back in those times, it really was only rich people who were flying because it was so expensive. And then I don't know if it was Southwest that came around first or whatever, but that created like a budget airline. And now everybody's, really conformed to that. But now there's some other airlines out there that I think are going back to the, exclusive, expensive styles and stuff. So it's kind of cool because, just about anybody can fly on a plane nowadays because it's so inexpensive, which is cool.
It is very cool, and we're lucky to be here where we are today.
Yeah.
Well, are we good? Shall we take a break now? Should we
take a break?
Well, sorry. I'm just hinting subtly, but it's not working.
Do you want to be done?
If we can finish early today, then that would be good.
Yeah. Yeah, of course.
Okay. So, would you like to close in that spirit? Would you like to close the show? It's all yours.
Close the show. Well, just doing it when we, a lot of times in life, we have things we want to do. And we put them off because there's different reasons. A lot of times the reason is fear. Fear is debilitating and can stop us from doing the things that we want to do, and it can stop our progression in life and from being who we want to be. So I just put myself out there to say, instead of thinking too much, just do it. Put yourself out there, do the things you want to do, live the life you want to live, and live your life with #no regrets.
Brilliant. And Lynda and I will be back at 11 a.m. Eastern next Thursday. And I won't be on 2 programs at the same time. And it won't be my 3rd show of the day. So looking forward to next week. There is another 5 days live show tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. in the UK, which is all about show promotion. And your hosts are RJ Redden, Healey and Lynda, Cheryl Piper, and we look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Take care, everybody, and bye for now.
Stephen put a link to the show, tomorrow's show.
I will.
down below and above. Yeah, of course.
I will.
Awesome.
I will. Okay.
Awesome. Stephen rocks. We're looking forward to your applications for TacoTuesday.tv. Guys, have a great day. See you soon.
Brilliant. Okay. And that's a wrap. And we say thank you to everybody.